Okay. Hi, everybody. We have gathered up the whole Your Big Year team, or the Virtual Travel Impact Challenge team, I should say, to come and recap these amazing last 4 days. I can hardly believe that we've hit the end. It has really gone so fast this time. So very sad, but also feeling so energized and so inspired from it all. I've been on Mural all morning watching everybody putting in sort of last minute things, jumping on to virtual hangouts, and coming to Veronica's session along with her cat there in the photo. So let's bring in everybody here. I know you can see all of us, which is great. Rachel, Mary Kate, Samar, Veronica. Hey. We are, first of all, our team is calling in from 5 different locations. I'm in California. You guys shout it out so we can all hear you all.
New Zealand.
Vancouver.
New Jersey.
Dallas.
Amazing. So I'm just gonna throw out a couple of questions as we reflect on the last couple of days, right? So first of all, what was your favorite moment in this whole event? Mary Kate, do you want to kick us off?
I've had a few. I've really enjoyed everyone so much. This has been such a great experience. And this is my first Virtual Travel Impact Challenge. So this was really fun to do with everyone. But my favorite experience was last night when I was able to join the Spanish fireside chat, and I was learning Spanish with everyone on there. And it was a judgment-free zone. And I only know how to say how many red cups are in a picture, and everyone was like, no, still come on. It was great, and it was really fun, and I learned a lot. So that was really great. So thank you for everyone for being patient and teaching me. That was awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. I should mention I brought my coffee so that, we were going to have a little coffee chat. So I'm going to be drinking coffee the whole time. Veronica, what about you? What was your favorite moment?
I also had a few, from the fireside chat to the leadership session that we facilitated this morning, from, looking at the mural board and just seeing the map light up with comments and post-its. I think just generally speaking, though, I loved the authentic, meaningful connections that were being made in real time, in live time, in these conversations and these dialogues, because I'm honestly so proud of every single young person that participated so authentically, showed up as their most honest self. And even just this morning, which is, evening for some other folks and midnight for others, it was just about conversations around finding your purpose and your meaning in life, and how it's a lifelong journey and a lifelong process. And I think truly my favorite part of the Travel Impact Challenge is that we get to ask these sorts of questions to you guys and answer them together, learning from and with each other. And so that was so beautiful. And yeah, just an overall highlight of the past 4 days.
Oh, amazing. Samar, this is your first Virtual Impact Challenge with us. So what was your highlight?
Yes, thank you. It was really amazing. My favorite part was the storytelling and the leadership panels, to learn from women. Sorry, but I know that all women have been through a long journey and it's not easy. So to see them that powerful, strong, and sharing their vulnerability with us through the panels, it was really amazing. And it was intense. And thank you so much if you are hearing us now. It was really amazing.
That's amazing. I love that. What about you, Rach?
I would actually say the vulnerability thing too with the youth. I think it's always really a highlight to see the comfortability of people coming together for the first time on a platform and really being able to connect in a deeper level than actually probably what they've connected with maybe even some of their people back home, because it's a different conversation. Just why it's a highlight, it's just it gives you that purpose of why we're doing this again. And so, yeah, that was my highlight.
I think for me, it's always watching new young people in our world emerge, right? And feeling shy at first, and then you start to hear them. They take a little step in one meeting, and then the next meeting they're leading it. And it's also really incredible watching some of our youth advisors who were, some of our superstar participants in the last Travel Impact Challenge. And now they were leading sessions and, contributing to the board and managing lots of aspects of it. So I think that was just amazing to watch and to see and to be a part of. I'd also like to take a moment to just, give a shout out to this team. They've been working so hard to get all of this together. Every aspect. Rachel's been like, gosh, I don't think she's stopped. I don't think she's had a day off in a couple of weeks. So huge rounds on getting all those pieces together. Samar has been blasting away and coordinating and tracking people down left and right all over the world. That takes a lot of time and patience and coordination and organization. So thank you, Samar, for looking after this group of 100 young people. And Veronica, we cannot get through our our purpose and questions of what are we driving at? Where are we going with all of this? And then also to have you come in and facilitate sessions and leading the youth through all those questions that you've been asking across the board, and writing all those pieces. Mary Kate, you win the attendance award. You've you've helped us be so energized through these last 4 days, which you have no idea how much energy it takes to get to the point, and then to have somebody be able to pick it up and like run with it and talk to people and be there every single minute. It makes a huge difference to the team and running that. And I know we've gotten incredible thank yous back from a lot of the youth saying, I just got to meet Mary Kate and that was so much fun and I got to hang out with her and facilitating.
I love that. Oh.
I know.
My day. I love that, really. Thank you for saying that.
So it's just such a great team, and I'm always feeling thankful and lucky to be working with them. And the other highlight for me, and I want to reflect on this as a team, was this was the first time we really incorporated in a career day and had career panels. We've had amazing speakers each day before, but we've never done that career day. And I was blown away by the energy that the site, the network brought to this, right? All these incredible people through our partners network that were spending time with us and talking about their journeys and their advice and how to get into their field and what their field is, right? There's so many aspects to it. So what was everybody's, reflect upon those?
Wait, I want to quickly interrupt, Marty, because you've thanked everyone else in this team but yourself. So it's always very important to do. You always, obviously, I always say you're like the mastermind behind the whole idea, but also the involvement that you always have within the actual events and the calls you turn up to and the conversations you are in is such a testament to what our company is and what team we have here today. So it's always, a huge thank you, because you give us even the chance to really be involved in this challenge in our own unique and authentic ways. So maybe thanks.
I just want to echo everything that Rachel said. Honestly, this wouldn't have worked and ran, without you and your leadership. So.
Oh, thank you. Oh, this is such a fun team. All right, now I'm embarrassed, so move on. Let's talk about these incredible speakers, because Mary Kate was sending me quotes from all the panels, even though I was facilitating one of them, I couldn't write anything fast enough. So thank you. I can't wait to share some of the advice. And if you missed it, please go back and watch both of those panels, plus the the interview with Regan and the interview with Teresa and the interview with Carol Ann and the interview with our two travel writers. We've had so many amazing speakers in this round, but tell me some of your highlight moments from it.
I guess for me, the conversation that you had, Marty, with Teresa, gave me such an insight into and a reminder that educational opportunities and opportunities to learn and grow and delve into your personal and professional interests doesn't have to come from the conventional, structures and institutions that we normally dedicate those efforts into, like school and work and careers. But really it can come from like an amusement park in Teresa's example, but also just it's made me think a lot more about how I'm a lifelong learner in my own life in unconventional, small, beautiful ways. And then to kind of bring it back to the Miro board and talk about it with, the participants, that was awesome. Just in terms of what this opportunity, the Travel Impact Challenge, is kind of in and of itself a learning and growing opportunity to explore more of who you are within other cultures, right? So I thought in that sense it resonated a lot.
Amazing.
I would jump in. Oh, sorry. I enjoyed just listening to how all their different paths led to the travel and tourism world. And it kind of gets back to that authenticness and that, everyone's journey is different. And that's the beauty of life, right? How boring would it be if we all lived the same one? But yet they all came to this industry that they all love. And they all mentioned how open and welcoming it is. And I just thought that in general was such a highlight to hear it from all of them. And the power that they have within the travel and tourism industry to bridge cultures and just to even gain love for their city for people coming in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think for me, I think one of my biggest passions in life is understanding social and educational and cultural aspects that maybe there are differences in the world. And I think that every single speaker that we had was incredible. But something that really spoke to me was in the first career panel session. Allison had mentioned that we all have an accent. And I think that this conversation of language has been a big trend throughout the whole weekend that a lot of people have related to. So much so that there have been side conversations in separate languages because people feel connected that way. And it was interesting because Allison had said, no matter what language you speak, even if you're an American English speaking person, you still have an accent to everyone else. And what I loved so much about that was if there's a person, and I just loved this piece of advice, it wasn't as much of a career advice piece, but I just think it was a life advice piece, that if you are somebody who isn't predominantly speaking English as your first language, do not apologize if your vocabulary is not on point, or if you haven't mastered your grammar yet, because I would be so thrilled to be able to speak another language. And the fact that you can, and that you're trying and you're doing your best to speak another language is absolutely incredible. And I don't want to call anyone out in case they don't want to be brought to the attention, but somebody had said that this was the longest that they've spoken English ever. Like, this is the longest period of time that they've spoken English through the entire time, while apologizing for their language, their grammar not being right. And I was like, we just talked about this. Like, do not apologize. There is such power in you trying other languages. So I just think that was an awesome gap bridging piece of advice that was just so beautiful and poetic. And I just really appreciated that a lot.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a perfect segue to Samar, who is she speaks so many languages.
Yeah.
How many languages do you speak, Samar?
3 languages and a 4th one, but I'm a beginner in German. I speak Arabic, French, and English.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, like I was going to mention the same point, but also like I wanted to share my highlight for the sessions is the panel with Hallam, because I know her with IC. I worked with her, like she is an amazing person, and just to see her, how she grew through these years, and like she's now an entrepreneur. She was sharing like tips and advices. She's really amazing. If you are hearing us, Hallam, bravo. Congrats for everything you've done, and thank you so much, Marty, for this opportunity. Like I've always been inspired by you, like like the good leader is the leader who inspires others to become leaders, and this is what is actually happening. So thank you for this amazing opportunity.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm glad you brought up Pelham. I think the one of the most special parts of this event is that we had Pelham and Ryan and Suda and Veronica, putting you on the spot, Veronica, leading sessions. I didn't miss anybody, did I? No, those were our leadership sessions.
Yeah.
And all of you have, like all four, have been through Your Big Year in the past, or have worked with us through various stages of the company. So it's just incredible to see that sort of cycle of, later on in their career and all different stages, coming back and presenting and, basically giving that forward, paying that forward to all the other youth. And those are always some of the highlight sessions that we always hear from participants, is those leadership sessions.
And if I can add to that, Marty, I mean, I definitely did share in my leadership session that 8 years ago, I was in exactly their shoes, similar to the Virtual Travel Impact Challenge, but in, San Francisco. And I don't think I would have ever imagined 8 years later, I would come such a long way in my own personal journey, and then circle back into the Your Big Year world and work for this amazing, organization, and also have my own lived experiences traveling all over the place and doing my own initiatives, and realizing that, if there's any advice that I can give to the young people, that whether this is your first Virtual Travel Impact Challenge or your second, that, to seize the opportunities that come by, and especially if they resonate with you and you've learned one or two things, or, made some new friends out of it, that there is so much more to, to dive into, that really this is just the beginning. This is just the start of your journey if you want to stay in this community and build it further with us. So
yes, I'm glad you just said that, because look at you all segueing us into so many different things, which is perfect. If you haven't gone on to the platform in a while, on your dashboard, and mine is a bit messier than yours, but you will have all this curriculum. The headquarters for Your Big Year is here, information about sustainable development goals, and then you see some tracks that say start here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We also have them in Spanish, so if you prefer in Spanish, and soon we will have them in Arabic. Samar has been working really hard at that. Now, these take you through actually giving you practical steps and information about how you can, start to figure out what you're passionate about, what you're good at, and where to start in your network, and how to pull all those ideas together, and how to find opportunities to enhance it all. And this has really come from working with young people for many, many years now, all over the world. And we've really pulled together the best of what we have found that has worked, and what has worked in our philosophy on life, which is trying things, explore, experience, and discover, and connecting globally with other youth. So that is available to you for 3 months. Rachel and Veronica and Samar, and Mary Kate might be, run some of our leadership coaching sessions weekly. So you can tap in and see other peers from other different programs that we run. So I definitely recommend staying in touch and taking advantage of that curriculum. It has really been changing for so many. And as we do this, so I want to come back to, Rach, do you want to say something before
I wanted to just say, on that, I was going to talk about that platform still. So if you wanted to, I'm just mentioning that if you missed a call during this weekend, you're still going to have access to the recordings. So if you go back to the group and you go back into April 16th or 15th, whatever one, so I've still got to embed a few more calls, but you should be able to go in and you go to the leadership session even, and you have the recordings of those sessions, so you can go in and you can listen to them again in your own time. So take advantage of the situation.
Awesome. Yeah. I would definitely. I know, like, I can't make all the leadership sessions at the hours that they're on because they're for
Yeah.
worldwide. So I always go back in and watch them later. And we can see that many people have already with many of the sessions, but it's a good reminder to do that. So in terms of our parting advice, what is parting advice for young people that you have met on this? What do you want to say to them in terms of next steps? Who wants to kick us off?
I will. I had a really great conversation for a few hours this morning with a bunch of people discussing how this is a very difficult time with the pandemic, with a lot of things going on. And a few, youth were expressing their grievances with things being difficult right now and feeling like it's that they're not qualified enough for opportunities, or that they haven't done their due diligence to make the next opportunity work happen. And my biggest piece of advice from going through graduation this year and trying to find a job, it is going to be a little difficult for a while, but don't give up. Opportunities will come out of nowhere sometimes. I mean, it did for me, and this is how I got to meet all of you guys. Just stay positive. And in the meantime, if you are looking for a job, or you're trying to apply to school or an internship, just truly try to have fun. You're in such a great, wonderful age. I wish I could be your age. I'm not that much older, but it is a big difference. Your age is such an awesome age. Try to enjoy your time at that age, but don't put too many constructs on yourself, because you're going to get there. I promise.
Great one.
For me, maybe I would like to say that for me, once an Your Big Year member, always a Your Big Year member. So like if you participated at this program, you'll always be an alumni. Maybe in few years, you'll be invited as a speaker to lead the panel, like Veronica, like Hallam, like a lot of examples that I know. This kind of program is really going to help you to focus on yourself, to know your passion, to invest in yourself. This is really inspiring. Like for me, through my experience, I know you cannot find this in other programs or in other places, like beside your studies and your professional career. So take the advantage, because it's going to help you a lot. And we will always stay friends and in your network. So welcome, everyone.
That was awesome. I love that. What about you, Veronica?
I think for me, reflecting on, the scope and the spirit behind the Travel Impact Challenge, even, looking at your screens, Marty, Mary Kate, and Samar, the world map behind you, and how much of this program was designed for you to explore different cultures, people, meet with new folks, and get to know yourself a little bit more. My parting advice is that there is a world within you. There is an entire universe within your very soul and spirit and heart, where you have, dreams that you might be scared to pursue, or hopes that are too scary to really, really hope for, or aspirations that, maybe might be a little bit harder to accomplish in the time frame and during the pandemic, due to a lot of circumstances and constraints. But I would really encourage you to go within yourself and do that inner work and reflect on what it means to be you, because you are so special. We've met such incredible folks. All of you have something to give to this world, a positive contribution. And I hope that you believe in yourself, that you take that leap of faith when it's time for you to do so. And in a sense, you've already taken a leap of faith into this world in Your Big Year, and taking having the courage and vulnerability and authenticity to meet people where they're at and share some of who you are with us. And so to keep doing that and to keep that travel spirit alive doesn't mean getting on a plane and going somewhere new. It really means sitting with yourself sometimes and being like, what is my purpose? What is my journey? And embracing it completely, fully. And so just keep doing that, and know that you have a unique contribution to make, and you are already on course to making it.
Gorgeous. Love this.
Oh my gosh, so articulate, all of you.
Yeah.
Follow that. It's like, gosh. Just kidding. I kind of want to just keep it like quite immediate of what I would advise you to do after this. First of all, reflect. So we've asked you to document it, but reflect on what you've just experienced. Reflect on the people you've met. Reflect on the random facts you've probably learned about different places or different foods. And then I would say just continue to surround yourself with people who support you in what you're trying to do. I mentioned in a call, I think it was with Suda last night, that the hardest thing from me interviewing entrepreneurs that we do articles on, they said some of the challenges is having people who don't believe in what you're trying to achieve. And they're having to seek out that support group outside of their family, outside of their immediate friends, that really help them thrive. And I think you guys have found that support group here. Like, I know that many of you will talk on WhatsApp after this or connect on Instagram. So just embrace that. And then also, I don't know why I thought of this lady, and she did this story on Instagram, and it was to do with the Black Lives Matter, because there was so much happening, so much information getting flown our way. And she just said, it's okay to also have a rest and take a step back. You're going to find in life that you're trying to push a message, or you're trying to have people open their minds and just get what you're trying to say, but it's going to be times where you're low on energy, and it's okay to have a little rest period, and then recuperate yourself to then go again and thrive. So anyways, that stuck in my brain. That would be my advice. But for a start, reflect, document this journey, and then that's something you can treasure forever.
Yeah, amazing. I think what I would say is, I was just laughing when you said the rest, though, because I was like, I think our whole team needs a rest now. But I think what I have seen is just, I mean, I've got many more years on everybody here. So I've seen just so many young people who do dive in, and not to be like, look at the curriculum, but like, go to the curriculum, because we really spent the time talking to people about what has helped them, and what were the messages that we learned through working with so many young people, like what helped you take those steps and put that together. And so I really do believe that no matter what background you've come from or where you are, that there's stuff in there that will really help you move forward. And there's a whole group of people that are around that are ready to, embrace that with you. So I think that the possibilities are there, and to just trust in that. So I hope to see a lot of you engage in the next couple months as we move forward. And in fact, we're just announcing another corporate project that we have, another professional project. So we will be getting a lot of young people involved in the next week into another, professional development piece. And then there's more ahead. So it is a world to come dive into. CIDA has been just the most incredible partner, and the next challenge is in the fall, which is really exciting to say that. Yeah, so don't be a stranger with us. Any last words? Nothing. We're just as a team. So
I want people to come back with updates from things that I've learned. I've talked to a lot of students who are waiting on acceptances to college. Back to the conversation what we were having, I would love to hear updates. So even if you hear back and you talk about it on the platform, please, I really want to hear updates, because now I'm invested in all of you.
Awesome.
I do have one thing. I know we mentioned them and we thank them, but I do want to take a special time to thank the youth advisors. Without you, it's not possible. And also, I just love that you guys took up this opportunity. You all participated last year in the challenge, and to have you come back is amazing. And I'm even seeing in the chat Nelson and Diana, and how happy people were. They were saying, oh, I love meeting Diana, oh, Nelson. Oh, and then also everyone's calling Faye a legend in there, which I like to see. No, Mary Kate, you got a few mentions too. Don't you worry. But no, I think just as much as our team is so instrumental, the youth advisors are part of that team, and you guys make the difference. And I was so proud and impressed, Nelson, that you took that call yesterday. You said, we need a call in Spanish. And I think that's such a legendary move, and I love seeing you grow. So keep it up. And that's what's going to happen to the rest of you who have participated. You are just going to continue to grow.
Amazing. Thanks, everybody. We're signing off.